Mercury and Scorpio. What does that mean for us? We talked about this a little bit when we went through the transits ahead for Scorpio season, but just to refresh your memory, Mercury, the planet of communication, thought, intellect, ruling our mental state, moving into the deepest, darkest, most intimate sign of the zodiac, really feels like secrets. Mercury in Scorpio feels like talking in a hushed tone, more intimate conversations, deeper conversations, deep dives with other people, and also having conversations you can only have with people that you truly trust is what it feels like with Mercury in Scorpio. Secrets could be revealed as well. What has been hiding in the shadows could surface through these conversations or interactions we're having. And we're also reminded that our words are very powerful. Scorpio energy packs a punch. It is that power that comes from deep within, in our sacral center, if you will. So Mercury and Scorpio, there is a little warning that comes with this transit over the next couple weeks too. Mercury will be here until November 17th. And actually, Jackie was literally just talking about this today. And I love that you're here for this, Jackie, because it's so Mercury and Scorpio. Mercury in Scorpio, she was talking about truth and harsh truths. And Scorpio energy just wants to get to the bottom of it, wants to get to the truth of it, cut through the bullshit, don't waste any time, just get to it. So our communication could follow that pattern a little bit with Mercury and Scorpio. So we want to remember that we can speak our truth. We can, even harsh truths, we can speak it in a way that's, what's the point of telling someone the harsh truth if they're not going to hear it, right? So we want to make sure we're communicating in a way that can be received. Now, that doesn't mean we have to make everything all warm and fuzzy and fluffy, but part of being vulnerable and intimate in conversation is making sure that there's safety there, right? That's why we're talking about intimate conversations that you can have with people that you really trust. So if you need to have a hard conversation, and if you're really being pulled to have a hard conversation, or just say it like it is, get to the harsh truth of the matter with Mercury and Scorpio in the next few weeks, maybe practice some prefacing of those conversations. Like, I say this with love. I want you to know this might come across as kind of harsh, but I'm telling this to you because I love you. Or even asking permission, like, hey, there's something on my heart that I really want to share with you, and it might not be the easiest thing to hear. Are you open to it? Right? Just might be nice to give a little bit of warning before you let that full scorpion sting come out and be like, you just have to hear the truth right now. Like, this is how it is. That feels kind of like how Mercury and Scorpio can be. So we don't want to be reactive. That's a byproduct. We don't want to, in the moment be like, I need to say this thing. If you're feeling reactive or like any sort of hostility coming up, taking a beat so the scorpion tail doesn't sting is what I recommend. And remember, you can speak your truth without being mean, without being nasty, without being harsh. Even if you really feel like they just need to hear the truth, that's fine. I get it. Sometimes people got to hear the truth, but we can do it in a kind way. Now, one more byproduct of this transit, darker thoughts, repressed memories could come up. Remember, this is all about what's been hiding deep within, maybe what we've been burying or pushing down, coming up into our mental and rational awareness. So just know that over the next couple weeks, it could be long lost memories coming back up, or conversations, not necessarily like Mercury retrograde that you're revisiting conversations. It's more like things that you don't normally like to think about coming back up because we're in eclipse season. Things need to be released, right? And so if uncomfortable emotions or thoughts are coming up, just let them so they can finally be released. That's a beautiful way to lean into eclipse season and to work with Mercury and Scorpio. The last thing I'll say is that intimate conversations can help us more deeply connect with other people. And that's a really beautiful way we can use this transit, by having conversations that Even beautiful, intimate conversations aren't always easy for us to have. Sometimes it's hard for us to be like, you really mean a lot to me and I love you so much. Or, I'm really worried about you. Even conversations that aren't like slapping truth in someone's face can be difficult. And so Mercury in Scorpio empowers us to be vulnerable and have those maybe more intense or vulnerable conversations. Yes, 3 p.m. is the ceremony. So Mercury will be moving right into Scorpio. And I love how it will probably be like really intense vows that you're saying with Mercury moving into Scorpio. I kind of love that. I feel like it's going to be really beautiful timing for the ceremony for you to just let those vulnerable, beautiful truths out to each other in front of your closest friends and family. The stellium is part of my speech. Oh, I love it. I love that you're including astrology in the speech. That is freaking amazing. And you both have Mercury in Scorpio. It's like you planned it. And I know you did plan it a little bit around Samhain and like, the changing of the seasons and fall and Scorpio season with so much Scorpio in both of your charts. But the timing even, that is so, so cool. Yeah, Jackie was just talking about this. I was saying, speak with compassion and kindness and truth and follow that strategy and authority, and the harsh truth can be received. So aligned. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nick watching Hocus Pocus too, really getting into that Scorpio season. Mercury in Scorpio also, that just lit something in my brain. It feels like casting spells with our words, one of my good friends and mentors, Kat from Crystal Rising, always talks about the fact that spelling is called spelling because you're casting spells with your words. So that's something else to kind of tap into and can be kind of fun in a witchy way to use Mercury in Scorpio. It's part of, you can call it spell work, you can call it manifestation, you can call it whatever you want, but it's a reminder that our words are powerful, and saying negative things attracts negative energy to us. Saying positive things attracts positive energy to us. Saying, I love myself when I look in the mirror, every time you say that, you're going to believe it a little bit more. Saying, I love when I receive money in my bank account. You're casting a spell, but saying something like, gosh, I wish I had more money in my bank account, I'm so worried about it, is only going to attract more of that worry and fear. So it's a really beautiful invitation to reframe even the mental dialogue you're having, but also especially the words you're speaking aloud, because words are powerful and they attract energy to us. It's one of the most basic and primary ways that we receive and give energy is through our words. So writing as well with Mercury and Scorpio, writing things down. It's the reason why, in Hocus Pocus and witchy movies, they always say spells out loud, because when your words give power to the energy that you are creating or putting out or receiving. We came up with a boundary dance today, feeling that Scorpio sting. I love it. I love it. We love the boundaries. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Nothing but positive self-talk during Mercury and Scorpio. Got to bring in that self-love. I just have to say, I can like feel the energy of you and Diane being there together. You both seem really happy and bubbly, even just in the words that I'm reading on the screen. I can like feel your energy coming through and how excited you are to be together. And that just makes me so, so happy for both of you. I say a lot of negative things and should say more positive things. Even the word should, you might have heard the phrase, we're shoulding all over ourselves. I should do this. I should do that. I should be here. And there's so much shame associated with should, like I should already know this, right? Instead being like, I deserve to speak positively to myself. I am worthy of positive affirmations, Positivity is easy for me to come by. Even if you don't fully believe it, saying things over and over again, writing down affirmations, gratitude journaling, all of these things are small acts that create a bigger pattern in your mental state and make it easier and easier every time to say the positive, to think the positive, to be the positive. Warlocks do word locking, incantation spells. Exactly. And imagine if all the witches and warlocks of the world and, in the movies and all the things were walking around like, man, I should really lose 15 pounds. Like they know their words are magical. And there's a reason we don't see them a lot of the time saying like, I mean, obviously we're talking about movies and things, but I have a hard time even thinking about a movie where witches or warlocks are like saying negative things about themselves. They know the power of their words. The only thing we should do is ditch that silly word. Yes, I love it. The word should, such a protected word, holds little ground. I kicked that word out of my vocabulary. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.